There's only one certain thing: when you're playing a roguelike game you're going to die. A lot, probably. And when you do, you'll go right back to the beginning, with your only option to try all over again. But as frustrating as death may be, it's also the joy of the roguelike game. For each time you try, you get a little bit stronger, a little bit more capable to deal with what lies ahead. In this video I will show you some best roguelike games on PS5. But before we start this video, please subscribe to my channel Games Puff and press the bell icon for more gaming videos. So without any further ado, let's start this video. The first game of this video is Returnal. The newest roguelike game on PS5 is also probably the best roguelike game on PS5. Returnal from Housemarque is an unforgiving exploration onto an unknown planet where its roguelike elements form part of the game's narrative. You see, protagonist Celine realizes she's stuck in a loop. If she dies, she simply awakens back where she started, at the site of her crashed ship. In order to solve the mystery of the loop, she needs to push through the planet, uncovering its secrets along the way. A third-person action game that makes excellent use of the PS5's features, Returnal is a game that quickly gets its hooks in you. Next up we have Neon Abyss. A side-scrolling platformer with a lot of heart and a lot of challenge. Neon Abyss is very difficult to put down once you've picked it up. Playing as one of several available heroes, you're tasked with defeating a number of so-called managers. But in order to defeat them, you'll have to make your way through increasingly difficult dungeons, killing a range of weird and wonderful foes on the way. Rather like a bullet hell game at times, Neon Abyss can get very hectic. You need to be quick on your toes to avoid enemies' attacks or just make sure that your attack hits them first. Number 3 we have Moonlighter. Moonlighter is perhaps the odd one out on this list. It's not fully a roguelike, but it does have elements of games in the genre. And it's such a fantastic title we're making an exception. Because despite its differences, it's still one of the best roguelike games on PS5. Moonlighter is very much a game of two halves. In the first half, you're a shopkeeper living in a small village. Next up we have Rad. Published by Bandai Namco, Rad might be one of the best roguelike games on PS5. Set in a post-apocalyptic world inspired by 80s culture, Rad sees you progress through a series of levels, facing off against mutated creatures who are out to get you. The combat is the crux of Rad. As you play, you'll find new, better weapons, and by gaining experience you'll level up, unlocking a new perk as you do. Number 5 we have Atomicrops. Not only is Atomicrops one of the best roguelike games on PS5, it's also one of the most unique. Along with being a roguelike shooter, it's also a farming simulator. Yeah, we were a bit confused at first too. And then we tried it. And we got addicted. Set in an apocalyptic future, in Atomicrops you're cast as a gun-wielding farmer. Your goal is to earn money by planting seeds and harvesting crops, but to be successful at doing so, you also need to protect your cabbage patch from enemies. Next up we have Dead Cells. Dead Cells puts a unique spin on the roguelike genre with its sci-fi storyline and fiendish mechanics. What makes it so special? Well, players assume control of a slime-like creature that has the power to control corpses. The goal is to fight your way out of the dungeon, but it won't come easy. Danger lurks around every corner. In order to survive, players must collect cells, the in-game currency, to unlock upgrades and purchase new items. With enough courage and a little luck, you may just make it out alive. Next up we have Enter the Gungeon. Ever wish you could just leave the past behind? Enter the Gungeon takes this concept to new heights as you descend into the depths for a gun that kills your past. Choose between one of 4 main characters, each with their own special abilities and mechanics. Once you're ready, enter the Gungeon and make your way down through the maze of challenging encounters and, seemingly, insurmountable obstacles. Next up we have Darkest Dungeon. Something stirs in the dungeons beneath the manor. A portal to the dark dimensions has opened, and unspeakable horrors are escaping through the rift. Assemble a team of adventurers and begin your quest to rid the catacombs of this evil and close the portal for good. Darkest Dungeon is an epic roguelike that has the player manage a team of characters intent on cleansing the dungeon of evil. Each character has their own skills and abilities, and master tacticians can use complementary skill sets to wind through the endless maze of catacombs. Next up we have Curious Expedition. Combining the retro with the modern, Curious Expedition is a 2016 roguelike featuring old-school graphics and simple storytelling. This game feels like a sim, whilst brimming with the wanderlust of the 19th century. The exploration aspect of roguelikes tends to be overlooked, with flashy fights and wacky items usually taking the spotlight. But this time, we're going full Explorer Pioneer mode. The last game of this video is Spelunky. Spelunky was the roguelike that brought pain to the genre. This 2008 game was originally released as a freeware for the PC, with several ports following its success. Paying homage to 1983's Spelunker, this game kept the original motif of literally anything can kill you and added an extra degree of precision in its keyboard controls. Don't let its cutesy visuals fool you, every step you take is a gamble between progress and death. It's like someone took all the fun out of Mario and just spiked the difficulty scale. So that's the list of 10 best PS5 roguelike games that you can play in 2021. If you enjoy this video, so hit the like button and subscribe to my channel Games Puff and press the bell icon for more gaming updates.